Hi, beautiful people. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cut a short skirt, but with a little tweak here and there. So, if this is something you like, please stay tuned. So, I'm going to starting from my starting point. I'm going to take my waist to my hip measurement. Afterwards, I will take my waist to the length of the skirt. So the length of the skirt, I'm using 17 inches. So it's a short skirt, so 17 is okay for it. Now I'm going to join the lines together for my waist to my hip, and then my waist to the length of the skirt. After doing this, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to label it. So that's the starting point, that's the waist, the hip line, and then the length of the skirt. Afterwards, I'm going to take my tape and I would take so just here I'm just trying to use my marker here to make sure that the lines are properly visible. Now I'll take my tape and take my waist measurement divided by 4. I'm using a waist measurement of 28 inches, so divided by 4, that's 7. Afterwards, I will also go down to my hip measurement. I'm going to be using a hip measurement of 39, so I'm going to divide it by 4, which will give me 9.75. That is what I'm going to mark on that hip line. Afterwards, I will go down to the base of the dress of the skirt, which is from my waist to the skirt length. Now I will take my same measurement I took on my hip line. That's what I'm going to take on this length of the skirt. I'm going to add 1 inch all through for sewing allowance. Now just stay tuned. You'll see some tweaks that I'm going to do. This is just for a basic short skirt. If you want to make it more clinged at that end, then you'll see what I'll do further in the video. Now I'm going to use my ruler to join it together. I'll join from my waist to my hip line, and then from my hip line to the length of the skirt. And that would be all for the front of this skirt. Right now I'm going to use my marker just to redraw those lines so that it is very, very visible. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to actually take another paper and I will put the front on the back. But before then, let's cut it out. You already know how to cut it out, so I'll just cut that out. Now this is the tweak I was talking about. To have that bump effect at the back, what you will do is to actually, first of all, I want to make the length of the skirt, I want it to be a little fitted towards my my lap area. So I will take in 1 inch, just 1 inch. If you want it to be more fitted, you can take in more inches, but I'm only going to take 1 inch. I'm going to use my marker to initiate that line so that you see it properly. Where the main trick of this skirt is that on this hip line, just follow through. On the hip line, what I'm going to do is to take some inches off that hip line, but I would replace it at the back. Just follow through. I'll replace it at the back. Now it's going to give it that bump effect at the back. Now I'll take out ½ inch, meaning I'm taking out 1 inch from that front, because on both sides that's 1 inch. So I will replace that 1 inch on the back. Now I've put the front piece on a new paper and I've extended the hip line. On this hip line now, that is where I took out ½ inch from the side of the front. Now that ½ inch is 1 inch because on both sides is 1 inch. Now I will replace that 1 inch on that hip line of the back, and I will come down by 1 inch at the back. This is for, if you notice when you sew short skirt, it's jumping at the back because of the bum is going to raise the skirt up. So now once you extend that line by 1 inch, it would not allow that jumping to actually occur at the back, and you would just take a ruler and draw it to the starting point of that skirt, and then the same thing is what you're going to do. You bring it down towards that 1 inch. So just look at what I'm doing. Then at that base of that skirt for the back, you join that 1 inch to the other side of the front, which would now give you something like this. So you can see I'm using my marker to make that line more visible, so you see what I'm actually saying. You take that 1 inch, join it to the top, that's the waistline, and then you join the other one to the base of the skirt. Now, as you can see, that 1/2 inch that I took, I'm just going to join it to the base and turn my pattern master and also join it to the waist, because I'm going to cut this out entirely, because I have already replaced it at the back. Do you understand? I've replaced it at the back, and this will just give you a very, very good effect of your short skirt. Your skirt is going to be so good. And the next thing I'm going to do is to add 1 inch allowance for my zipper. I don't want to add more than that because I'm using a very lightweight fabric, so I don't want any much allowance. So 1 inch is fine. You just have to do it, add that 1 inch following that curve, because as you can see, the back has a little bit of curve, so you just follow the curve. Now you can see this is my front piece, and you cut it out, cutting out that 1/2 inch that you already put. At this point, we're almost done with this tutorial. After cutting it out, the next thing you're going to do is to take your front piece, right? Now, and this front piece, what you do is at the center front, you cut out that was a certain point that I'm cutting out, so don't be confused. At the front piece, you take out your front, that center front, you come down by 1 inch. Now this 1 inch is to allow your skirt sit properly, right? So that there's no folding at that center of your skirt. You cut it out. Now if you look at what I'm doing properly, I did not take it from the side, I'm taking it from the center front, because the side of the front and the back are still supposed to be the same thing. So this way now I didn't touch the side, meaning it's not like the side of the back will be different from the side of the front. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share. Bye.